Tom Hanks went back onto SNL to do his impression of a racist Trump supporter from the South, which most people might be surprised to know that's not the first time he's done that. He also played the same character in 2016. It's just astounding that the joke fell flat back in 2016. So let's try it again 9 years later in 2025 when Trump is more popular than ever. What this really does is gives you a look into the mindset of liberal oligarchs. See, it's hard for them to fathom that anybody thinks differently than they do. That there are actually people who want to see America flourish, the ones who actually want to make America great again. And I'll remind you that America is not an oligarchy. It's not its politicians nor its government. America is its people. You see, when we say MAGA, that's not like a racist dog whistle, which is, of course, what the left tries to make it out to be. You see, when we hear that, that's a call to action. That is a call to strengthen the families, to put God first, to get America healthy, to stop the wasteful spending, to stop funding wars in foreign lands. We want to bring education back, education standards back. This is a stat that just absolutely staggered me. Less than 40% of our public school students are literate at grade level. About 90% of all charter school and private school students are literate at grade level or better. Almost 99% of homeschool students are literate at grade level. What does that tell you? Public schools are failing. And most public schools don't want the parents involved in what they are learning. That's a problem. These are the things that I voted for. I don't want my money going overseas to foreign entities or into politicians' pockets. I want access to better food and better education, not only just for me, but for my children and my grandkids. I want everything to stop being about race. If you are the most qualified, I want you to have the job. I don't want you to get the job simply based on your gender, your sexuality, or anything else. I want people to be able to be safe again. Those were just some of the things that I voted for. But you see, celebrities like Tom Hanks and the rest, they don't live in the same reality that we live in. It's easy to look down on people from an ivory tower, but come on down to the streets and see what it actually looks like. Until then, have a seat somewhere. Wasn't funny the first time. Trump train keeps on rolling. Yeah, MAGA baby.
I'm extremely offended by Saturday Night Live because it wasn't a joke and it wasn't funny. Again, they didn't learn anything from the 2024 election, how they got smoked and blown out. And they're still crying and crying and crying because they lost their preferred candidate. So Tom Hanks, who hasn't been popular in a very long time, was on Saturday Night Live and he had a Trump hat on, a MAGA hat, which I have. And basically a black person tried to touch him and he basically like, no, but depicting that all MAGA people are racist. Maybe he didn't get the notion that Trump won a historic landslide victory with not just blacks, which 30%, 40% of black men voted in some cities and states. I guess they're all racist. But he also won an overwhelming support of the young vote, the Hispanic vote in this last election. And so the Democrats are going to keep losing because they want their thing is to call all people who support Trump racist. They haven't learned anything.
Good morning, TikTok. I did not like Tom Hanks' depiction of a Trump supporter or a MAGA supporter because I'm all for Donald Trump and I support MAGA. I don't know why he tried to make it seem like every MAGA is a redneck or every MAGA is a racist. You got MAGA that's all racist. It's all love. I just like when SNL try to be funny and too political. Like SNL, stay in your place. Tom Hanks, you know you wrong for that. You know I used to love you as an actor. Now I don't love you no more because of that skit. I don't understand, like, we support who we want to support. I don't like when people try to make fun of it. Everybody got their reasons to support Trump. Just like everybody had their reasons to support Camilla. SNL, y'all took it too far. I don't find that skit funny at all. I find it very offensive. That's my take on Tom Hanks' SNL skit.
You know, I used to believe that the person that I should be the most fearful of is the one who looks like this man right here, right? Old, Southern, white guy, likely Republican, wearing that red hat with those famous 4 words on it. But now I've gotten to the place where I know that the one I should be the most cautious, weary, and fearful of is the individual who is beneath this costume. The one under this, like Tom Hanks, right? One of Epstein's alleged buddies. Yeah, those type of individuals are the genuine threat to our democracy. The ones who try to force feed us ideas as far as who we should support, what we can and cannot do. You know them? The adult pretenders who continue to virtue signal as opposed to just, God forbid, entertain as they were paid to do. Yeah, those individuals are terrifying to me. After seeing this sketch, which I did not watch by seeming choice, but instead it just happened to be on my feed this morning, I came to realize that they really have not fully grasped this whole America first thing, but instead they choose to symbolize what MAGA actually is based on these played out tropes, right? Instead of opening their eyes to the reality that 77 million Americans plus voted for this right here, and they just so happen to look like pretty much everybody, right? You got guys who look like this, but you also have brown, red, literally, the Native American community. You probably got some purples in there, greens, blues, right? Pretty much everybody was in the mix. Lifelong Democrats voted for Trump because he made the most sense as a candidate. So to see that this is still the angle that these Holly weirdos are choosing to take, honestly gives me hope. I know that for the next 50 years, there will be a Republican, an America First Republican, sitting in the seat of presidency because of that right there. That's elitism. That's disconnect.